Hello, my seedlings. I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month. And I hope that you know that all the ups and all of the downs are going to be worth it. Every single huge emotion, huge shift, all of the pressure, everything is going to be worth it. And I'm speaking to you on the other side of it. I'm speaking to you on the other side of all of this pressure. I've been pressurized so much that I just said, you know what? I'm going with the flow. What is there to lose? And right now I have two rocks in my hand, one in my left, one in my right. And we're just going to ground ourselves and sort of see what comes through. One of the things that I love to do is connect with the heart space of others because I am so deeply connected with my heart space, and I truly believe that my heart space has been truly connected to source and has never been cut off. And I believe that is one of my biggest and most amazing strengths that I have is my heart. And so I hope you can join me in this journey of connecting deeply with your heart and really just letting love in. And just sitting with this feeling of putting all of your energy into your heart. And I hope that you have a way of grounding yourself. If I'm not able to go outside, I usually just sit in the grass in my backyard. And if I'm not able to do that, because right now this week has just been raining all week and really don't want to get everything wet. But I've found some rocks in my backyard, and for some odd reason they were there, and I really just took that as a sign of, okay, well, if it's raining, I can just take these inside and really just ground with them and connect with Gaia. I I love connecting with Gaia every single day and every moment that I can. And the truth is that we are truly connected to her all the time. But I believe whenever we really consciously connect with her every single day, we feel so vitalized, that we feel full of energy, full of life, and full of hope. I feel like whenever we really connect with her, we gain this amount of hope that everything is going to work out. Even though something inside of us feels like it's playing tug of war, even though our logical mind is looking at your physical reality through your eyes and has seen that not much has changed. And I completely understand that your physical reality is a really big factor. As much as we try to say I'm going to ignore my physical reality and just trust the feelings that I'm getting. Some days it's really, really easy to know that, okay, my physical reality is not matching the way that I feel inside of my heart. Inside of my soul, it's just not matching. I have these huge, giant dreams to do amazing things. And maybe you're barely surviving, you know, and that's okay. Barely surviving is not easy, I know. And I'm sending you so much love because I understand holding on to a thread and the whole time thinking this thread is going to break. This thread cannot hold me. But I'm here to tell you it can and it will. I promise that this thread will hold you up. I know it's really scary to trust in your inner voice when your outer reality is not matching at all. And as much as we love listening to like positive affirmations and positive things during the day, we also do need to acknowledge all of the feelings that are coming up. And the last thing you want to do is ignore your feelings or dismiss them. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay if something is happening in your physical reality and it feels like it drags you back or it drags you down. It's okay. You must just breathe and understand that this is not the end. This is not how your story ends. You are so special. And you are a gift and a blessing to this world. Even if you're not able to see how you're a blessing and a gift. And if you do, I love that. But if you can't see it yet, it's okay. Don't be frustrated. Don't be angry. But if these emotions arise, dissect them. Try to see, why are you feeling all of this anger? Where is this anger coming from? Is this anger coming from feeling like you don't have enough time during the day to do what you love? And if so, take a step back and look at your entire schedule. Are there things that you can be saying no to right now? Or are there a lot of distractions grabbing your attention? And you end up giving a lot of your energy and a lot of time to these distractions. And it's okay if you said yes to the distractions. Because some of these emotions are just so huge and so big that it feels easier to just ignore them. It feels easier to act like they don't exist. You know, it's so much easier to just say, I'm gonna go distract myself. And when I say distraction, I don't mean just your phone is a distraction. I mean just try not to think about your life in general. And I'm not saying that watching TV isn't a good thing, but if you're watching TV to ignore this anger, to ignore the sadness, to ignore the frustration, then it becomes a distraction. If you're watching TV and you're having lots of fun, and you can watch TV and feel your emotions all at the same time, and it's okay. And I really hope that you have a safe space to feel all of these emotions, because these emotions, at least for me, feel like they're taking up my entire space. And when I say my entire space, I mean my entire home just feels like it is stuffed with emotions. And it's not because I'm not looking at them or feeling them. It just feels like everything is just, ugh. You know? That feeling of just like that, ugh. And I don't know exactly if you've ever felt this feeling, but sometimes it looks so beautiful outside, and you step outside, and the humidity is like at 100%, and it's like 85 degrees outside. And as soon as you step outside, you're just like, nope. And you go inside. That's exactly how this this energy feels. It feels like, man, I really want to feel my emotions. I really want to be connected. I want to be grounded, but at the same time, it feels chaotic. It feels like, but what if I do jump in and I just drown? Or what if I do jump in and I can't find my way out? Or let's say I do jump into all of these emotions and I feel overwhelmed. And I'm here to tell you that I can't guarantee that any of these things will happen. But I do know that if you are ready to jump into these emotions, you really, really need to ground yourself. Especially with this new moon coming up. It feels like a lot of things are coming up that you didn't really realize were really bothering you or was taking up space. And for some reason, it feels like we're being forced to be selfish. And at first, I thought it was just April, that it was going to be just this like selfish era of April. But it seems like once you really choose yourself, you really don't ever want to go back to putting others before you. And there's going to be days where you feel like you can't choose yourself. And I feel like those are the days that you need grounding the most, because we get so used to choosing ourselves. Especially, I've been choosing myself every single day of April. And yes, there's been maybe 2 to 3 days out of the month that I had put others before me, but I had given myself tools to ground myself and saying, I really feel like doing this instead of my daily routine. And my daily routine was just really choosing myself, cleaning my space, and just having fun. But there are also days where it feels like something happens in your outer reality and you feel like this needs all of my energy and it needs all of my attention. Mainly because this situation makes you think, how am I going to get through this? How do I know everything is going to work out? And I'm here to tell you that you get to choose how you want to spend your time. Do you want to spend your time forcing yourself out of these feelings? And when I'm saying forcing yourself through these feelings, is that you're going to have to feel these emotions no matter what. You're going to have to feel this pressure no matter what. And you can exhaust your body to the max at a job. Or you can have grounding techniques and know that, yes, right now I feel like this job is something I can't let go of right now, right? Because we have steps that we have to take. And we don't want to not even be on step 1 and be looking at step 7 and already want to jump all the way over there. We have to realize that we have to take each step very, very slowly. And for some reason, it feels like this isn't the first time that we've done this, because it's not. We have done this so many times that it sort of feels frustrating. It sort of feels like, well, if I've already done the steps for, this rebirth, or, you know, these tower moments, I've already done all of the steps for these. Why does it feel like it's endless steps, endless steps, endless steps? And you can look at it that way. You can look at it as endless steps, and or you can look at it, each step as an adventure. And trust me, I know it is easier said than done, because it's so easy to look at the end, you know. And I'm not saying the end of your life, but the end of the of the stairs, the end of this cycle. It's easy to imagine yourself on the other side and say, I'm going to be so much better on the other side. And the thing is that we need to think that everything is going to work out, no matter how many steps we end up taking. We're gonna have to feel everything. And I feel like the universe and your angels and my angels are really encouraging us to tend to your garden. And whenever I say tend to your garden, I mean there are so many distractions. And at least for me, my distraction is spirituality. Yeah. If you didn't think that spirituality could be a distraction, I'm here to tell you spirituality 100% can be a distraction. Because sometimes you distract yourself in this good feeling of good vibrations for so long because you don't want to feel any of this murkiness, any of this, like, just heaviness, that try to stay you try to stay in, like, the good vibrations, right? And you see all of this pressure and you don't think that you'll be strong enough to go through all of these steps. You don't feel like you're going to be strong enough to make it on the other side, to make it through. And I'm here to remind you that you are so strong. And I know it's so scary to think, am I just going to be jumping into these emotions? Am I just going to have these hard conversations with myself? Am I going to have, do I have the strength to have these hard conversations with myself? Do I have the strength to call myself out? Do I have the strength to look at what's distracting me? Do I have the strength to look at what's holding me back? Do I have the strength of letting go of what I feel is holding me back? And the thing is that I saw this beautiful video yesterday that said that you can't you can't force yourself to let go of something. And I feel like this is such a beautiful concept to think about. And sometimes whenever I say, do I have the strength to let go? Sometimes it feels like we're going through something and maybe we don't want to let go of the version that we think that we are. We want to hold on to this, like, version of ourselves that we are in the good times, right? We want to hold on to that version that knows that everything is going to be okay. And I hope you know that that version will always be inside of you. That version will always be inside of you. But there's something so beautiful there is something so beautiful about being crushed by this pressure and knowing that no matter how much pressure you feel and no matter how much pressure you go through, you're going to survive. And for me, it feels like there's moments where it feels like I'm ready to jump onto the first step. And then there's other moments where it feels like, well, I really want to take all of this with me. I really want to take everything, all of these things that I feel that have helped me come all of this way. I want to take them with me because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to fall for the tricks anymore. I don't want to fail. I don't want to trip. I don't want to fall. I want to be okay. And I hope you know that even if you trip, even if you fall, you're going to be okay. Because I'm here to tell you, you've made it this far. You have truly made it this far. And really just look back at all of the moments where you thought, I don't even know if I can survive today. I don't even know. It doesn't even feel like I can make it to the other side. And let's just take a moment, right? Let's just take a moment to appreciate how far we've come and how far, like, how much we've learned, how much we've grown, and how many times have we just been crushed? How many times has it felt like we have just been crushed by our thoughts, by our emotions, and somehow we made it through? And I know everyone's experience is different. So let's go ahead and just take a moment. And right now I'm going to maybe hum Let Nature Speak. Or maybe both. I don't really feel any pressure in my throat. It feels like I'm speaking my truth. So that is so amazing. I've been humming, singing to really move that energy. But let's go ahead and hum. You can hum with me, or you can just listen and see. Maybe it'll help if you feel like you have a throat blockage. If it feels like you can't be truthful to yourself, if it feels like you can't be truthful to others. And whenever I say that, I mean like truthful means that, hey, these emotions feel a little too big today. I really need my space. Hey, I'm not feeling like myself today. So I really need a lot more alone time. Or, hey, I can't do my usual work today. So I'm only going to do what my body can today. And that is completely fine. Because we're not robots. And I feel like sometimes society really makes us feel like robots, and when we can't do our usual 100% or go all of the time, it feels like sometimes we're looked down upon, it just feels like you're showing them that you're not a robot. And I think that it's so beautiful, honestly, to be honest with the people around you, because I feel like the more honest you are, the more that you'll realize who's really on your side for any version of you and who's on your side for a specific version of yourself. So remember to take breaks when your body is telling you to take breaks. You're not a robot. And it's okay if you can only do 20% every single day. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm here holding your hand. And I'm here to encourage you and to say that even though it gets hard, even though it gets really, really tough, I'm always going to be here. Because I know what tough feels like. I know I know what it feels like to be drowning in your emotions and feeling like you're drowning and then acting like you're completely fine around people. I completely understand that feeling of, I'm going to have a mental breakdown and I'm going to just cry and cry and cry, and I have no idea why. Sometimes we can't logically explain the emotions, the energies that we're feeling around us. Sometimes it's really hard to understand them, but we're not here to understand them or put a label on them or fix them. We're not here to fix our emotions, to cover them up, to act like they're not there. We're here to feel our emotions and acknowledge them and make space for them, because sometimes it feels like we only have space for ourselves. And when I say that, it's like we only have space for the things that we believe are important. We have this little box where we put everything we believe is important, and it feels like that box is already overflowing. And when it comes to these moments where it feels like these emotions are too heavy, you just stack them on top of this box. And sometimes you think, well, I can't really take all of this with me. I'm not strong enough to carry all of this with me. And I'm here to let you know that you can set everything down. Just set it down. Just for a moment. Just set it down. And this is what we call a grounding technique. And this is the moments where you can give yourself an hour to not have to hold on to any of these things. Because I know that our mind is constantly going and going and going. Constantly going and going and going. I know. Even if we don't want it to, our logical brain is always analyzing everything. And it feels like even when you don't want it to analyze everything, it tells you, well, how are we going to get from this step to this step? And how is this and this and this and this going to work out? And I'm here to tell you that your analytical brain and I feel like book-wise, when you think about school, your analytical brain is amazing. And you can figure out puzzles so easily, and you can figure out video games so easily, because that is what your analytical brain wants to do. And so how about if you feel like you can't, if it feels like your analytical brain just does not want to take a break right now, it feels like it just wants to analyze everything, figure everything out, then maybe it's time to play a game, a video game, or read anything that makes you really think outside of the box, that makes you just analyze everything, And if that doesn't seem like something you want to do, that's completely fine. Sometimes it feels like we can't shut off our analytical brain So using it just a little bit, in moments will really help. I feel like there are moments in time where you are maybe solving a puzzle, and solving that puzzle sometimes creates that dopamine of, wow, I did that. And sometimes that's really what your analytical brain wants, is to feel like it's useful. Because sometimes I feel like we demonize our analytical brain when it comes to spirituality, and we say we don't need to have everything figured out. And our analytical brain is like, well, that's my job. My job is to figure every little step out. But I'm here to tell you that when it comes to things that just don't make sense to you, just acknowledge. Just acknowledge. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know how this is going to work out. Just acknowledge that to yourself. Just say, you know what? I can't figure this out, and move on. Because I'm pretty sure there are moments in time where you were playing a video game, where you were doing your homework, where you were trying to figure something out logically, and it just did not make sense. And instead of frying your brain, you just said, you know what? I really don't understand this. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe ask for help, or I'm going to go look it up on Google. I'm going to look in a textbook, look in something to try to make sense of this. But there are some things in life where there really is no answer. The variables, there are too many variables, and there's no reason to get stuck in just wanting one variable to happen. Sometimes we look at life and say, well, whenever I'm on step 7, this is how I'm going to feel, this is what I'm going to look like, this is where I'm going to be. And in reality, you don't know where you're going to be in step 7. You don't even realize how much can change in one day, in 1 hour, in one moment. You don't know how much can change, and you don't know how much you can change in one moment, in one day, in 1 month. So give yourself grace in knowing that I don't know how I'm going to get to step 7, and I don't know who I'm going to be when I reach step 7. But I know and I trust that I'm going to be exactly where I'm meant to be. And I trust that I'm going to that I'm going to make it, that everything is going to be okay, because there are moments in time that that's all we can soothe ourselves with. There are moments in time where that's all we can think about is saying, well, all I can do is hope for the best. And that's really all we can do. And I know I said we were going to have some silence and just think, and not think about everything right now, and just feel. But that message really wanted to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and take some deep breaths and start humming. And maybe we're going to go ahead and pull some cards. So let's take a moment. I'm hoping that this humming heals your heart as much as it's healed mine. Humming has always felt so nurturing and so loving. And I hope that I can provide that same nurturing feeling of a mother to you. And whatever emotions come up, just let them flow. Feel them. Don't be angry at yourself if you're not feeling the emotion you wish you could feel. This amazing heart space humming that I provide helps move things inside of your body. And sometimes we feel like we need words to let these emotions flow out. And sometimes silence just doesn't quiet our logical mind. And I'm really hoping that that humming really gave you time to authentically feel your emotions, to authentically put all of your barriers down, even if it's just for a moment. Putting everything down just for a moment. And sending you so much love. I know there's so much pain inside of us. So many questions, so many what ifs. And I hope for a moment you're able to slow everything down, put everything down, and just be in this very moment. Be present with yourself. acknowledge that you're doing your very best. And no one gets to determine that except you. Because you know that you're doing your very best, even if that's not seen. I see it, and I feel it. Most of all, I feel how much you love. I feel your heart space. I feel all of the love that you have inside of you. And whenever we have so much love inside of us, we always try to share it with others. But it's time that we give all of the love we have inside of us to ourselves. Acknowledge our pain. Acknowledge our sadness. Acknowledge your frustration. Acknowledge your anger. Acknowledging all of your emotions. Acknowledging that maybe you're not where you want to be, but you're exactly where you're meant to be. I know you have huge dreams, and I'm here to tell you that every single one of them is possible. And I can't wait to see all of your dreams thrive and heal the world. Heal yourself and heal Gaia and heal parts of us that we didn't even know existed. Heal parts of us that we didn't even know needed healing until this very present moment. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. And sort of see if any of the cards want to speak. And right now I am pulling from the Spirit Messages from John Holland. I hope that humming session was amazing. I feel like humming always heals me so very deeply. It reminds me of like a mothering love. It sort of feels like for a moment you get to just put your head on your mother's lap, on anybody that you saw as a mother, even Gaia, even putting just your head on the grass, and for a moment someone just saying, if you can't carry everything, I'll carry it for you. I love you so much. Okay. So we have 4 cards that came out, and the colors right now that I'm seeing that are very dominant are purple, yellow, and green. I'd say a little bit of red is also important right now. So the first card that came out was Believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are is the power of your belief. And I hope you know that every single dream that you have inside of your heart is possible. And I know it's so easy to let doubt in. Sometimes it knocks and it feels so familiar that we let it in. But I'm here to let you know that when you feel your dreams through a child's eyes, through a child's heart, you're able to see that so many things are possible. If you just see how nature works and the seasons work, it's a miracle how everything aligns perfectly together to create seasons. It's so beautiful how everything comes together at the exact moment, that the birds are exactly where they're meant to be, when the weather is exactly the way it's supposed to be to nurture all of the seeds that have been planted by so many different animals. And we just watch them grow and watch them thrive. And if you want to be in this state of belief, this state of, I believe everything that my heart desires is possible, just sit down and look at nature and how everything happens so beautifully. Cycles end and begin so much in nature. Everything flows exactly the way it's supposed to. There's no one directing the birds to go over here. No one's directing the sun to be over here. No one is directing the rain to be over here. And no one is directing anything in nature. Everything just happens. The sun knows that it's in the right place at the right time, and it shines so brightly. The rain flows with the wind and knows exactly where to pour rain. It just feels right. And birds find homes because it feels right. The temperature, the weather is perfect for their nests, for their babies. There's so many unknown factors in nature, and everything thrives. Even with so much unknown, everything continues and grows and ends and starts again. And the next card that came out was Self-Sabotage. It says, when you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. And I feel like when we notice our self-sabotage, we get so angry and so sad and so frustrated. And trust me, I feel like your angels, the universe, doesn't want you to see your self-sabotage as something you need to dwell on. If you start seeing that you're mindlessly scrolling while you know you want to do something that you love, but there's so much fear in your plans, it's okay. Ask yourself, who can I ask for help? Can I ask God? Can I ask the universe? Can I ask my angels? Can I be vulnerable for one moment and ask for help? Sit down and say, I'm done letting fear and doubt win. Even if you just don't let them in for a moment, even for a day, feel how that feels to just have fun. If you're an artist, and I believe that we are truly all artists, but if you love to create with your entire heart, with your entire being, and you feel like someone's not going to love what you create, it's okay. Because as long as you love and appreciate what you create, that's all that matters. Trust me. I know this may sound silly, but if you've painted something recently, show it to the birds, show it to nature. Sit down and talk to Gaia about how much you've worked on this painting, how much love you put into this drawing, how much love you've put into this painting, even if you don't post it, even if no one sees it. Do something you love. Because the energy that you transmute of love and light by doing something that you truly, truly love is enough. It's truly enough to let miracles in. And you don't have to have everything figured out. Even if everything still feels very chaotic and very messy. Sit down and try to do something that you love, at least for 30 minutes to an hour. Give yourself at least those moments in time to just be with yourself. Turn your phone off. Even if you have to let the people that you love know, hey, I'm turning my phone off between this time and this time. Or at least put it on Do Not Disturb so it's not going off all the time. Just give yourself a moment to be with yourself. And even if that means cleaning your entire home, if cleaning your entire home brings you happiness, then it's not a waste of time. Nothing is a waste of time if you love it. And the other card we got is Be Proud. And I'm going to be posting these cards on my Snapchat, on Facebook, and on Instagram, and on YouTube. So you can see what they look like, because they're so beautiful. Let me describe this card to you. It is a woman having both of her hands on her heart, and it looks like peacock feathers are all over her chest and all behind her. And the card says, be proud. It's time to celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge that you've to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and to be proud. I love that. I feel like sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves, and we feel like it's society and others putting so much pressure on ourselves, on us, but it's truly us putting pressure on ourselves. Because if for a moment you were honest with everyone around you and saying, I just need some alone time. Will people look at you weird if you're constantly on the go? Maybe. Will people fall out of your life if you stop giving them energy? Maybe. If you start giving all of the love you give out to the world, to yourself, because all of the love that you're giving yourself is going out into the world. The more you love yourself, the more you heal the world around you. The more you heal the world. Because we are mirrors to each other. So if you give yourself space to feel these emotions, you're helping others, even without showing it, right? Even without posting that you're doing this. You don't have to post this if you don't feel comfortable doing it. It's okay. You can take a picture of something that makes you really happy. And just by that, just by taking pictures of what you love, or drawing what you love, singing about what you love, dancing to a song that makes you feel in love, that is perfect. That is amazing. That's all you need. Because trust me, the more you heal yourself, the more you heal others. But there are some people that it just feels like they're a bucket with a hole at the bottom. And no matter how much you fill this bucket, it's always empty. So make sure that you're pouring into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, the more you can pour into others who will truly appreciate it. And then we have gratitude. It says life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what's in your life, instead of complaining about what you don't have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. How beautiful. And I'm going to see if any other decks want to speak today. I have the Angel Guide. I have the Angel Guide by Kyle Gray. And I hope you know that your body is really appreciating this moment that you're giving yourself. To sit down and be present. Your body is loving that. You're just giving yourself a moment to just be. This deck is very talkative today. I love it. Feels like maybe a few more cards want to come out. So we got a couple of cards here. And it's really just confirmation. It's literally confirmations of everything that we have been talking about. So the first card that we got was Earth and Ground. And this card really just reminds you that you really need to ground yourself. You really need to connect yourself with Gaia and Earth. And just remind yourself, because sometimes we feel like we don't belong here, right? We isolate ourselves from the world, and I'm here to tell you that you belong here. Gaia loves you, and this is your home. Okay, so it's time to ground yourself and really remind yourself of how loved you are in your environment and how much you thrive when you give yourself all of this love. And we have signs and reminders. This is my favorite card of the deck. I have two favorite cards of this deck, and this is my favorite of this deck. It's signs and reminders, and it has a beautiful white feather, a beautiful moon, butterflies, birds, rainbows, Gaia. It's just showing you how many signs and reminders are all around you. If you take a moment to just breathe and look around, you will truly see how blessed and protected and loved you are by Gaia, by your angels, by yourself, and by others. Just take a moment to look at the sky, to look at the clouds, to look at the trees, to look at the birds, to look at the butterflies. So take a moment and see all of the beauty around us. And then honesty and communication. It's time to really be honest with yourself. Have these hard conversations with yourself. Because it's not always easy to look at what's distracting us, to look at what is holding us back, to look at the things that we're making hard in our head that truly are not that hard. And I'm here to tell you that you've got this. And it's time to just be honest and communicate. And even if that means being honest with the people around you and saying, I need a lot of time to myself today or this week or this month. Communication heals and opens so many doors. And I don't think we realize how much honesty and communication really heals the world around us and clears so much, because we feel so pressured by life, and we feel like if we don't keep all of this pressure on us, then we're useless. But I'm here to tell you that you are doing amazing, and everything is working out perfectly. You just have to sit down and have this hard conversation with yourself. Be honest with yourself. The more honest you are with yourself, the more honest you can be with others. Surrender. What a beautiful card. And this is just a confirmation of what we've been talking about, is surrender. Sometimes we don't know all of the answers. My cats have the zoomies, so you will definitely hear them. But the universe is telling me that all of the noise that is happening right now is exactly what is supposed to happen. But just surrender, because there are moments in time where we truly don't know what is going to happen next. And that's okay. It's okay to be honest with yourself and just surrender and say, there are too many variables to this. So I'm going to continue doing my best. I'm going to continue choosing myself, and whatever falls, falls. Whatever crumbles, crumbles. There's nothing you need to crumble, there's nothing that you need to let go of, because everything will happen in divine timing. Right now, all that you can do is be present and know and hope that everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to. And maybe it won't happen exactly the way that you're visioning it, but it's going to happen exactly the way that it's supposed to. Trust me. I've had moments in time where I've had to give something that worries me so much to my angels, to God, to the universe. And I had to be honest with myself and say, this is scary and I just want to have fun. And just being honest with yourself and saying, I don't have to control any of this. All I have to really control is how I look at life and what I spend my time doing. Am I going to spend my time worrying about every little outcome? Or am I just going to give myself permission to have fun, even though it feels like everything is crumbling, even though it feels like we should be catching everything, even though it feels like we should try to be putting everything back together if it feels like it's crumbling apart? That's not our job. In friendship, in union, I love this. I feel like anytime I get this card, it really means that the more you connect with your angels, the more that you'll feel them around you. The more you connect with God, the more you'll see Him in everything. And I feel like it also reminds us that we have so many people around us that love us. But if we're honest and communicate that we need help, if we're honest and communicate that I'm not feeling my best today, I'm not feeling like myself today, trust me, the right people will send you so much love. Send you so much care and so much hope. And the last two cards is cut the cord. Cut the cords. And I feel like this card really is just so beautiful, and it's just a reminder that sometimes we're giving energy to things that we don't always see, but when we're present and we call all of our energy back to ourselves, we start realizing what things really drain our energy. And we're here to really just say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm cutting the cord. This is no longer going to get any of my attention, get any of my energy. So the more present you are, the more you'll be able to see what is draining you, if you feel very drained at the end of the day. In harmony and resolution, what a beautiful last card to get. Is just a reminder that everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. Everything is balanced. You, in this very present moment, you are perfect. You are perfect. Exactly at this very moment. And I believe that's really all that wants to come out today. Nothing else feels like it's speaking too much. But that was such a beautiful confirmation and such a beautiful card spread that we got today. Such beautiful confirmations. I love whenever the cards just confirm everything that we've been saying and everything that we've been feeling. I love you and sending you so much love and so much healing. And I post these on Instagram. I post these on Facebook, on YouTube. And at least I post the artworks on there, but I also post my links to Spotify and YouTube. But honestly, you can leave me comments on Spotify, you can leave me comments on YouTube, you can leave me comments on Instagram, on any of my platforms. And if you're able to send me a direct message if something's really bothering you, I'm hoping that these can really, really help you in the time of need. Mainly because I know how it feels to be drowning and it feels like no one understands or no one is seeing you. But I hope that you know that I see you and I understand how it feels to be drowning in silence. And I'm sending you so much love. And Gaia is sending you so much love. Remember to connect with her. Remember to ground yourself. Remember to look at nature. What a beautiful confirmation. What a beautiful confirmation. And I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I love you. Bye. Bye, my seedlings. Remember to water yourself and love yourself as much as you can. Bye.